Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are going to be reacting to Google Cardboard reviews. 12 reviews. I'm going to find one I can possibly find. Let's go with Whimsuit. Actually, no. Google Cardboard. Games and
of course it's not in VR, and of course an ad plays, because Google Cardboard, the bizarre mid-2010s experiment that promised to bring VR to the masses. And in that regard, and only in that regard, it succeeded. For the same price as a 12-pack of Mountain Dew Voltage, you could have a VR headset that some would call pretty fucking lame. Now, I just made a whole video on my other channel about the rise, the fall, and the death of the short-lived fad that was phone VR. But during the production, I decided to check out what games were actually made for this sexy-ass box. First off, we have VR Card Drive 360 Cardboard. Yeah, that's a name that gets straight to the point. Let's try it out, and oh, yep, you can tell it's a winner with that knockoff GTA font. Insert phone into cardboard to prepare for fun. Hey, at least we got graphics quality presets. Let's try out very low. Wow, they weren't lying. Bumping it up to max doesn't change too much, but then again, who needs graphics when you have immersion? And oh boy, we got ads. And not just any run-of-the-mill mobile ads. No, these are cardboard ads. See, the way cardboard works is that the left and right eye present two different images to give the illusion of 3D. But if the content isn't designed for VR, if they just plop an image on the screen, this is what you see. And as you can imagine, none of the ads for these apps are designed for VR. Instead, they use the ads like a weapon against you. Pay up to remove the ads or be forced to look at this Lovecraftian horseshit until you take your phone out, close the ad, and try again. As far as I can tell, it's your standard Crazy Taxi knockoff, or at least that's what it was trying to be. You just gotta drive from point A to point B and pick up people. There's no time limit either. And that's good, because the challenge here doesn't come from going to these destinations in the allotted time. It comes from just trying to do anything. Anything at all. You have two options. You can either use motion controls or the gamepad. And without the gamepad, you're not getting anywhere. The cardboard doesn't have any input functionality except for a single button on the side of the headset, and this doesn't even bother to use that. To accelerate, you have to look at this arrow, wait a good few seconds, and then the car will lazily move forward. Choosing the gamepad doesn't help as much as you'd think, and admittedly, some of this is on my end. I have the standard 2015 Google Cardboard, which doesn't have a head strap, so I gotta hold it up to use it. And my controller is this Razer Xbox thing you plug into the phone. So to use the gamepad and cardboard, I gotta remove my phone from the case, hook it up to the gamepad, shove it into the cardboard. Oh no, it doesn't fit. So then I gotta line it up and hold it up to my face just to try to keep it from slipping out. The acceleration and turning is handled by just the analog stick, and every other button resets the level. Maybe there's a key binding option. I don't know, because trying to exit the menu gives you another ad. Am I having fun yet? Moving on, we have Snowfall VR. Not much to do here, honestly. I wouldn't call this much of a game, more so an experience. Wait, what's Set Holidays? Oh, that makes sense. There's not anything to do other than look around. You can click on these gray spots to move at 12 frames a second while clipping through the only building in the level. It's whimsical. We got some reindeer. Merry Christmas. That's a choice skybox. Okay, on to VR Flight. It starts up with a pretty decent looking plane model for Google Cardboard, and this got my hopes up. But the game itself is a bit less stunning. As the name implies, you fly in VR. I wouldn't describe the controls as intuitive, but it almost gets the job done. The draw distance is somehow both far away and right in front of you at the same time, so everything wiggles in and out of reality. Here's a VR minigame pack, promising many a VR title for your enjoyment. Let's see, we have Whack-A-Mole, and another game's coming in and out of reality. Here's a VR minigame. Whack-A-Mole. And yeah, this is whack-a-mole. I mean, I don't see any moles, but I'm whacking something. Battle gun. That looks promising. Graphics aren't pushing any boundaries. You got a gun, and you got a battle. Moving around is a challenge. Looking around in these apps is a pain, because you have the low refresh rate coupled with the fact that your head isn't being tracked. But the worst part of Battle Gun is when you die. You're greeted with an out-of-body experience before being hit with a bright-ass menu that you can't read because it wasn't designed in VR. So you gotta take your phone out of the headset and it says, "Congratulations, you have reached the wave 2, blah blah blah." See this menu in VR with gold version? Fucking menu. You might be thinking that all of these apps, all of Cardboard is just refuse birthed from an unashamed cesspool, but not everything is the worst. Take Fruit Racing. The menus aren't in VR, but visually it's a step above of what I expected. The controls they work, you steer by looking around and you don't have to turn your head more than a few degrees. It works within its limitations. You drive the car, you get the fruit. Since it's designed for use when sitting down, it does expose another major issue with Cardboard as a platform. Unlike modern headsets, there isn't a way to calibrate where you're looking, and most of the time it just seems like it picks a random point to face forward. If you want to fix it, you gotta remove the phone from the headset, close the app, put it back in, look exactly where you want the default position to be, and hope it works. I was feeling like I found something of a diamond in the rough here, but then as I finished the race that lasted a solid 20 seconds, I was greeted with yet another ad that wasn't in VR. Here's another racing game, VR Monster Truck. You know, for a game with VR in the title, it doesn't make the best use of the technology. I mean, it's hard to feel immersed in a literal 2D side-scroller. Like, this was just a generic mobile game, unchanged and marketed as a VR title. And I know that, because the image isn't in 3D. There's no difference between the left and right screens. And while all that is bad, it only gets worse. While it's supposed to be a Cardboard app, there isn't proper Cardboard integration. See, it's supposed to work that you put your phone in the headset, a QR code is read that lets the phone know exactly how to display the image based on your screen and the headset lenses. But some apps, they don't bother with all this. Instead, they just cut the screen right down the middle and hope for the best. And yeah, it doesn't work. I mean, maybe it works on the developer's personal phone in headset configuration, but for every other person on the planet, it looks like this.
Wish your phone would last longer? It does with Vodafone Evo's lifetime service promise, with battery refresh and lifetime warranty. What's not to love? Phones last longer with Vodafone Evo's lifetime service promise, standard on every phone at no extra cost.
Form an orderly barbecue. It's the taste the difference smoked honey, orange and chili chicken kebabs.
Okay, what do we got next? The Lost Rupees Cardboard. Oh, is that a Zelda? Is that trademark infringement? This one requires a gamepad, so yeah, you gotta get all that shit together. It's a fairly standard running, jumping, fun platformer. You swing a sword, you kill a bat, you get some rupees. Gameplay-wise, I mean, I don't really know what you get for collecting those rupees. It doesn't do anything. You don't need to fight anything. You can just go straight to the end of the level, which only lasts a few seconds. But there's some more complex elements too, stuff I did not expect from a Cardboard game. Like, there's the secret chest, and you gotta go and get a key so you can open it, and for that you get a fancy weapon. My expectations are so low, I genuinely expected the game to crash by this point. Zombie Stand VR stands out. Almost. Not really. Much like Monster Truck VR, this game doesn't have any way to detect what headset you're using. So it looks like this. Hey, there's gamepad support here, but it's not looking good. Can't move around. I don't know why. Let's check the key bindings. They developed it on PC, and they just didn't change it for release. A lot of Cardboard apps just don't work. Every game from this developer, Fibrum, plays the exact same way. It boots up, begins to load, and it crashes. But even non-Fibrum games are pretty unstable. Take Golf VR. Crashes, and it just keeps crashing over and over and over and over again. And when it finally did work, well, yeah, it was Golf, but worse, and in VR. There's a lot of apps I'm a bit hesitant to download. I'm not that trustworthy of Cardboard apps in the first place. When they start demanding permissions of this and that, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I mean, does Crazy Swing VR really need my location? Does Crazy Swing VR really need to make my phone calls? Does Crazy Swing VR need everything I've ever done? Oh, and it's a bit one step at a time, and it's delayed, so this is the fastest I can go. The dystopian metaverse, all from the comfort of your phone. Shop for all your basic bitch needs. And it crashed. Let's try that again. Okay, let's get some grape. Yep, that it surely is. Teleport. Oh, let's go to the cheese then. It's like looking into the future. Oh, and it crashed. Beasts of Legends